Hello and welcome to today's video. Now in today's video we'll be taking a look at two stocks and one index. The index we'll be taking a look at is FinNifty. This has its expiry on Tuesday, and so I'll be covering how basically what levels traders who are trading the expiry should look at, and this is going to be a common trend in the coming videos, that we'll be making some videos only based on expiry trading. So for the 0DT option trading. Then the two stocks being covered is Escorts, Kubota and Aditya Birla Fashion. Both stocks have been covered in the past, as I had recommended both stocks as a buy 3 weeks ago. I recommended Aditya Birla Fashion via an article on investing.com, and then I recommended Escorts via a YouTube video on the weekend of 19th April. Now, both stocks have done extremely well, and anyone who had bought Aditya Birla Fashion after I had recommended it would have made roughly 80 to 20% on it, and anyone who bought Escorts after I recommended it would have made roughly 28 to 30% dependent upon their entry price. Now, I've chosen to cover both the stocks now, as we are at a important point on both the stocks, and I think it is crucial to cover them again. Now, when we come to Escorts Kubota, now Escorts Kubota has had a parabolic move. As we can see, we recommended it here when there was a big blue high volume bar. Now that high volume bar, I had recommended it there as the price action pattern was excellent, the volume buildup was excellent, and the trend catch indicator was also positive. So it was ticking all our boxes, and I had said that is why I had given it as a buy. Now that worked out very well. As we can see, we cleared the resistance level which I had highlighted that time of 3141, and then we have just had a parabolic up move until for Friday. Now I expect now Escorts Kubota to have a bit of a turbulence, you can say. This is as we have had a 30% move in 3 weeks. So that is a huge move for any stock to have in such a short time span. So the bulls will need a breather, and I expect that to cause a bit of a drop in the stock. Now, another factor which will affect it is the global news cycle this week will be very heavy in terms of the simple news which is coming out, and then also the Iranian president's death, which has happened via the helicopter crash, is going to cause a lot of murkiness to come in the global markets. So that's element and the stock reaching important resistance are going to basically mix up, and due to that I expect a slowdown and a box range to first form, and then after that if you break the box range then a pullback before going up again. Now when we look at it in terms of levels, there is an important resistance level between 3975 and 4025, and it is what roughly stopped Escorts Kubota on Friday, as it made a high of 3960, which is just 15 rupees away from the first resistance at 3975. So 15 rupees away on a 4,000 stock is nothing. So basically this resistance did manage to stop the stock, and now it will be very important to see if Escorts Kubota is able to break above it. If by chance Escorts is able to break above it, then 4 to 20 is going to be the next target if we clear these two resistance zones. However, if as expected this resistance zone acts as basically a top for the stock as of now, then I believe we will fall back to the support at 3,800. A fall to 3,800 will basically help from a bit of a box range move, and if we break 3,800, then we can have a fall towards the key support zone between 3,400 and 3,480. Now, Escorts Kubota is still very bullish in the weekly charts and the monthly chart. Basically, the long-term picture is still very bullish. However, the daily picture, we've had a parabolic up move, and that is why I expect a pullback, after which a pullback or a slowdown, after which we can have a further up move in the stock. Now, let's get into Aditya Birla Fashion now. Aditya Birla Fashion. Yes. Now, if we take a look at Aditya Birla Fashion, now Aditya Birla Fashion had been recommended. I recommended it in the same weekend, and this was the candle when I recommended it. I recommended it as it had number one, had a gap up, held a gap up zone. Then it had gone towards the gap up support and formed an interesting pattern here, and that was also right above the 200-day moving average. So I had said that Aditya Birla Fashion was a buy, and I was already in it, and if we broke the 240 mark, then we can have a quick upspring towards the resistances at 262 and 275. Now I've highlighted the resistance at 275 here, and we see that basically we broke 262 and then reached 275 as we made a high of 276.95. So basically we went 2 rupees above the price target I had given, the final price target I had given for Aditya Birla Fashion in that sense, after which we came down to the support. Now, how do I see Aditya Birla Fashion trading now? When I look at the chart and also the global news cycle, if we by chance break 268, then we'll go back to test 275 and 282. These two are very important resistance zones. However, if we break the low of Friday, I would not say even the low of Friday, if we break 260 rupees, then we can fall to the support at 248, after which we can try to form a base there, and if the volume build-up is still bullish and the trend catcher indicator is still above 0, then that will be a very nice base for a fresh up move towards 275, 282. If we clear that resistance zone, then the next hurdle will be at 308 and 315. So in the long term, I believe Aditya Birla Fashion will hit this two resistance zone, 308 and 315. However, in the short term, basically the daily chart, I expect Aditya Birla Fashion, if it breaks the support at 260, I've not highlighted that on the chart, then we will have a fall to 248, and that is where it's going to form a base to go back up towards 275 and then 308 to 315. So how I will trade it, as I said, if we break 260, I'll wait, basically short until 248, then a fresh buy, then I trade towards 275, 282, and then we clears that 308, 315. So that is how I see Escorts Kubota, Aditya Birla Fashion playing out. Now if we look at the FinNifty, let's load the FinNifty chart. Now the FinNifty chart, since we are looking in terms of a day trading perspective, we'll go on to the 30-minute chart. Now tomorrow is FinNifty's expiry, and the decay will already have kicked in severely due to the weekend. We have had basically a long weekend in the market. So naturally on expiry days, when the options open, they already have decayed to a significant extent. However, tomorrow I expect the options, whoever bought the call and puts, to have decayed at least 70-80% at open. Now, so the premiums which are going to be there for expiry are not going to be great due to the long weekend. So anyone trading cannot expect to make a lot of money in option selling tomorrow, as the premiums are not good. Now, how I see FinNifty futures trading. Now, FinNifty futures has been struggling here, and I'll want to see if FinNifty can break the resistance at 21,610. This I expect to be a top for it as of now. If it by chance breaks that, then 21,700. However, how it is going as of now, I expect all the options which are above 21,600 to expire at 0 for tomorrow's expiry due to this strong resistance zone. If we have a spike towards it, then that will improve the premiums, and that will provide a good option selling opportunity for selling calls above 21,600. On the support front, is where it's going to be trickier to sell options in tomorrow's expiry because of only one reason, that international news cycle which has happened. This is a very strong resistance, plus we have the 200-day moving average as a resistance. So it will be key to see if it gets rejected at this point, FinNifty, then does it hold the support at 21,440. If it does hold the support at 21,440 till about 2 o'clock, then the options below 21,400 will be a safe sell, basically 21,400 and below should be a safe sell. However, if it breaks 21,440, then a fall to 21,330 and 21,280 will be likely, as that is a key support zone. A break of that is 21,180. So overall, I see for FinNifty futures, call sells above 21,600 should be relatively safe, and call sells, put sells below 21,400 should be relatively safe as long as this support continues holding. So basically that is it, and thank you for watching. And if you liked the video, do hit the subscribe button.